Got vision and destiny. Add elemental, that's chemistry. All those heroes, that's infinity. It's endgame, that's
Yugi peoples, welcome to the deck profile for my Armed Neos Shaddoll deck. All right, so we managed to take a second place and a top 4 finish with this deck. It started off with a Armed Neos Horus deck, and then I decided to try the Shaddoll stuff off in there, you know, just a small Shaddoll package, the Shaddoll fusions with Dragon and Ariel and App Cologne. And then, you know, later on I added Window because there were like sometimes in a situation where I would draw one of the Shaddoll monsters. And, you know, say for instance, I had like a Shadow Mist or something. I don't know. There were just like different situations that happened that made it necessary or feel necessary in order to put the window in there, so that in case I needed to send a dark monster, you know, namely Shadow Mist or Crosskeeper, you know, just kind of depending on the situation. So, you know, you can use it pretty versatilely. I really like the deck. I had a lot of fun with it. You know, I feel like it does better if you play against Fire King with the Fire King Snake Eyes than if you play against Rogue. So just be aware of that. You know, the Shaddoll Fusion is not all that great against some Rogue decks, especially like if they're not ending with extra deck monsters such as, what is the voiceless voice deck, you know, because they're using rituals, and those are not extra deck monsters, even though they're kind of like extra deck monsters, something like that. But yeah, so the deck is about 41, 42 cards, something like that. We can go ahead and jump into this deck profile right here. So first of all, we got double Spirit of Neos, double Stratos, and then our one-ofs, one original OG Neos, one Blaze Man, one Liquid Soldier, one Vion, and one Shadow Mist. All right, so this is like the main hero package that I run right here. 2 Spirit of Neos, because in case you draw one, you still want to have one as your in shuffle target. Just 2 Stratoses. I just didn't want to open up like a lot of them, and yeah, it's just like, you know, if you don't do the in phase combo with wake up your elemental hero and DPE in this deck, so you don't need that third Stratos. I don't feel like it, because, you know, like sometimes in a combo you use 2, and then if they nib you, you need a third one to go search out that plasma. So yeah, we're not doing that inside this deck, so I didn't feel like 3 Stratoses was necessary, and I ended up using Blaze Man instead of Stratos, just because Blaze Man can, you know, if I have the in shuffle and, you know, say for instance I couldn't get to Vion, but, you know, I can get to Blaze Man, plus I can special summon him off of the Crosskeepers that you will see later. So yeah, 2 Spirit of Neos, because like I said, in case you draw one, you need that. And then, you know, Liquid Soldier, of course, our Graceful Charity. And yeah, just a hero package, 1 Shadow Mist. It's a going second deck, so, you know, hopefully you won't have to use 2 of them. And that is that part right there. Then other like utility monsters, 3 Crosskeepers, good for special summoning your Spirit of Neo, Stratos, any of your E heroes, really. And then we got the Shaddoll package, which just consists of Dragon and Ariel. These cards right here, they also, you know, get their effects if you discard them off of Liquid Soldier's discard. So, you know, there's a little extra utility in that. They also, if you send them off of Foolish Burial, which I had to send Dragon before off of Foolish Burial in order to get rid of summon limit. Like, and there were times where, like, you know, I would draw off of Liquid Soldier, draw the Ariel or the Dragon, use this effect, and then also Ariel can be used for Big Chill, you know, with Miracle Fusion and such. So yeah, they're pretty good. And, you know, even if you open up with that hero, you get that Palmerization and you have Ariel, you can make Ab Zero like that, and, you know, Ariel still gets her effect to banish stuff from the graveyard. The Dark Armed Dragon should really be replaced, you know, since there were, like, you know, quite a few darks off in here. We got the Shaddolls, the Crosskeepers, Vion, Shadow Mist. Yeah, those are pretty much like the main ones. You know, I thought, like, you know, sometimes if I draw this, it might come in handy, you know, and some of the extra deck monsters are dark as well. So, but I feel like him being only 7 stars was a handicap sometimes. So you might want to put something that's like 10 or 8 off in there in case, you know, you do have the the opportunity to go for OTK if you clear your opponent's board. Or, you know, they could just give us like a, like in my last video said, Mhero, Armed Neos, something that, you know, a Armed Dragon deck, or what did I say, Mhero Armed Dragon or something like that. But like, give us a Armed Dragon that actually like does something that, you know, like, I don't, just make it fit off inside of here. Like, I hate when they give us cards that uses a random fusion material monster and then the card is like completely worthless inside of our deck when we draw it. Probably like the only worst thing about this deck was like I had multiple times where I opened up with this and my Neos, and yeah, it's probably just poor shuffling maybe, because when I activate the Neos Fusion, you know, you send these two together, then you shuffle up your deck, draw your hand for your turn, and you draw them both together. So yeah, it could have been, you know, basically my fault. But yeah, this package, you know, was pretty decent. This is one of the cards I would change. I would change this to, you know, like a bigger dragon, armed dragon, or, you know, maybe a armed dragon that might have usefulness in the game as such. And that is my monster package. Then we got our main spells, 3 in shuffle because you really want to get to the Mhero, and then 3 Neos Fusion. I went ahead and maxed out on that because Droll is pretty prevalent in the format. And if you do get Drolled, you know, and you opened up the Neos Fusion, you still either have a board clear or the ability to get, you know, to stop their turn with Cosmo Neos. And then we got our 3 Mhero Lives, of course, special summon Blazeman, special summon Stratos. If your opponent doesn't read the card, special summon Spirit of Neos. No, don't do that. And then we got our, well, I should have just put these up here, right? So 3 in shuffle, 3 Mhero Lives, 3 Neos Fusion, double polymerization. You can search for it with Blazeman, Vion, or Spirit of Neos if need be. Instant contact. This card was off in there because I wanted to have another good target for Spirit of Neos to search for, and I was running Cross Sheep, which I ended up taking out. And also I made the mistake as my only instant contact target inside my extra deck is Sunrise, so that might need to be fixed. We got 1 Reinforcement of Army, 1 Miracle Fusion, and 1 Foolish Burial. Those are like my other one ofs. Either I would take this out, since I ended up not running the Cross Sheep anymore, and then just used Spirit of Neos to either search out in shuffle or search out polymerization, and or either, you know, change up the extra deck a little bit more to remake this useful. But times I did draw it, you know, it's pretty good. You just, like I said, I messed up my extra deck a little bit, not having a good target off in there for it. So yeah, there's that. We got those right there. Those are my engine spell cards, pretty much as you would say. And then my going second cards, we got 3 thrusts because you want to be able to search for Neos Fusion or search for Shaddoll Fusion, things like that. We got 3 super poly, really busted board breaker, won me so many games. The card is just crazy good. So is this one, Shaddoll Fusion, just the ability to send from your deck and then to, you know, get interruptions out of it. App Cologne, negate something, dragon, pop spells and traps, aerial, you know, banish their graveyard. The card was just unbelievably good. Like, it just seemed like every time I drew it, it was amazing. Then, you know, thrust target, we got the triple tactics talents just in case, call by the grave, and then rivalry just in case, you know, like I said, Droll is pretty prevalent in the format, so, you know, just in case things don't go exactly as you want them to go. You have the rivalry because, you know, still they're like pretty much all warriors except for the Shaddoll stuff, but pretty much after you activate the Shaddoll Fusion and, you know, it does what you want it to do, you don't really care about the App Cologne staying out on the board too much. But yeah, that is, you know, my going second cards. I don't think I would change any of this really. It feels pretty solid. You know, maybe 3 thrust isn't exactly needed, but, you know, then again, I feel like it is. You know, Fire Kings are usually always going to activate stuff during the standby phase, you know, the Ponics and everything and stuff, since you're not playing Handtraps to keep them off of the Fire King engine. It was never dead when I had it. Then that's the main deck. Here goes the extra deck, are pretty much like Hero things. We got Armed Neos, Cosmos Neos, then our Sunrise, our Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, and Big Chill. The only thing I would say about this is, like, you probably need to add another instant contact target off inside of here somewhere. And you know, when you look at the extra deck, you know, you can kind of decide what would be taken out. Like I feel like all these are pretty essential. You want to have all of them. This is a board clear. This is like a second OTK option, and you know, just a lot of utility in that. There goes those guys right there. Then we got our two Shaddoll monsters. Winda was like a later add because, like I said, you can use them with one Shaddoll monster and one Dark monster. So you know, sometimes you could get that Cross Keeper off in there, or you could get that Shadow Mist off in there, and you know, use them, you know, to get to your engine, or use them, you know, to draw extra cards and do whatever you need to do. This is pretty much the main one you're using off of it. You know, what you do is you send Dragon and you send Ariel to special summon Apcalone. Then you use Dragon to target the Fire King Island. And then you use Ariel to, you know, get rid of, you know, Princess or, you know, Ponix, whatever else is inside their graveyard at the time. And then use Apcalone to negate the effect of the continuous spell that they have that keeps the spells, that protects the field spell. So then when the chain resolves, Apcalone negates the field spell thing, Ariel banishes the stuff in the graveyard, and then Dragon is able to destroy the spell card, the field spell card. So yeah, or, you know, just like different decks, you know, whatever you're playing against, you're able to destroy, you know, either the trap card from Voiceless Voice, just, I don't know, just like whatever you need it for. I use it to destroy Summon Limit one time, and yeah, it's how it is. Yep. Those are the Shaddoll monsters. Then our super poly targets: Mud Dragon, Garura, Draco Stapelia, this Draco Knight. I feel like if you were going to put in an instant contact target, it would most likely be this card. I didn't use it during the whole time as far as I can remember. Yeah, I don't ever remember needing the super poly to bring this out. And then this one is, you know, like, because you play fusion monsters and dark monsters, you know, you can use it yourself, but you really don't want to use super poly to be hitting your own monsters. But if they run dark monsters off in there, it can also be pretty good if you have a fusion monster out there. So this one, you know, could probably stay. I just felt like its usefulness against Branded was really, really good. So, you know, but this one is poly removable. Definitely don't take out these two. Even if you remove all the rest of this stuff, these are the main two that you need as super poly targets. But like I said, this one can probably be removed. So yeah, there's those right there. Then we got Typhon and Starring Knight. Starring Knight, you know, might look kind of weird, but there are situations where, you know, if you have, like, say for instance, you go Stratos and you already have what's his name, the Spirit of Neos inside of your hand, and you go search out, you know, like Vion, then you summon Vion and they affect Valor or imperm him or something, and then you can still put the Stratos and the Vion together and make Starring Knight and special summon the Spirit of Neos from your hand. Or say for instance, you know, you Stratos and a hero lives out Blaze Man or something because you wanted Poly to be your first search, you know, just depending on what, you know, what you're worried about or what you open up inside of your hand. Then you use Blaze Man and Stratos together. You can special summon your Spirit of Neos with that. So it just had like a, excuse me, it had a lot of utility into it. You know, I also made it one time using Stratos and Mud Dragon because Mud Dragon is also a 4. Yeah, and then there was another time where I did it with Stratos and Dragon. I made, you know, Starry Night. So it has a lot of utility, you know, it's pretty good. This card, I feel like you just kind of want to have it in case things like go horribly, horribly wrong. So, you know, but I think it might have won me a game, but you know, it's a good card, good generic monster. Then we got our SP Little Knight and our Wonder Driver. And these cards, you know, were amazing. Wonder Driver was mostly used for recycling Miracle Fusion most of the time, or, you know, in extreme circumstances. I did use it a couple of times to reset Super Poly because, you know, it has polymerization in the text, so you can't use Wonder Driver to reset that. So, you know, it's really good. The SP Little Knight, I feel like he works a lot better when you have the instant contact target, because, you know, if you have like, you know, whatever, if you special summoned out your Vaya, or you normal summoned out your Vaya or something, you know, your opponent had plenty of hand traps to stop you, but you got the instant contact, you instant contact, make a fusion monster, and then link those together to SP Little Knight. You get the, you know, the advantage because you use the extra deck monster, and, you know, you don't have to use link ones or anything. I think that's like one of the things about the deck. Maybe it could use a link one inside the extra deck, but yeah, those are the link monsters right there. Very good. Wouldn't actually take out any of those. So like I said, you know, the main things that I would probably replace inside of this deck, I mean, like, this is not necessarily useful. It does have some usefulness to it though, but this, depending on your area and, you know, what everybody plays, this could definitely be taken out, and then this should be replaced with, you know, probably either a higher level Armed Dragon or a playable Armed Dragon that does something, you know, which I wish they would give us one that does something. But yep, that is my deck profile. And, you know, let me know what you guys think, what I could do to improve it. Maybe there's something that I missed. Maybe there's another what did we call it? Another Shaddoll monster that I could have used, you know, or put inside my side deck for, you know, specific situations, or, you know, even something to make the App Cologne, because I know he's got that effect where when he's sent to the graveyard, you can, what is it? If this card is sent to add one Shaddoll card from your deck or graveyard to your hand and discard a card. You know, some kind of way to maybe make that a little bit more useful, you know, just kind of, you know, let me know what y'all think. Appreciate everybody for staying a while to listen. Don't forget to check out my sponsors at metatcg.com. My boys at OGTCG.com. And then my website, OCGHero.com. Appreciate everybody for staying a while to listen, and I will catch y'all on the next video.
My wingman, he come through, he level up, he go cool, he's shining out and popping to over 9K. That's a breakthrough. We on top now. Here's a look at our world.